wrinkled olive shirt, like she had been at the piano practicing Bach when they drove up. Beside her on the bench would have been chamomile tea in a flowered cup. Always just so. Natalie stood on the threshold and spread her arms wide for a hug. "Oh, Ruth," she said, pulling the three of them into the hall. "I am sorry. It's rotten." "It is. It really is," Giordana's mother said, stroking her children with pity that she mainly had for herself. Uncle Peter provided the male version of the same warm hug, patting everyone's back once or twice. He said, "You know, you're free to stay as long as you need, if not longer." For most of the 3-hour runaway drive, Giordana had begged her mother to turn back. Now she was glad they were all crushed together under the hallway light. Alek squirmed in and asked his mother, "Can I take them on the tour?" Natalie shushed. "This is a difficult time. They don't feel like playing." Alek was still bouncing. "Why not? We're all together. That's what's important, right?" "Please wait," said Natalie, not loosening her hold on the three of them. The embrace was a treatment, and she hadn't finished applying it yet. Behind her, a corridor of framed family photos held out the promise of stability and happy memories in the future. Off in the front room, Giordana saw the whole TV corner. Picture it, a family sitting around watching movies together. A quiet night with popcorn and no doors slamming. See what the right father and a little money in the bank could produce? Uncle Peter said, "Your choices are the study next to the boys' room that has an old chaise longue, or there's the big pull-out sofa downstairs. Who values privacy more than comfort?" "Me," said Ben with firstborn authority. His decision was ratified without debate. So Giordana would cuddle up with her mother, to be expected. Alek wrapped his fingers around his cousin's wrists to pry them away from the huddle. "Let me take you on the tour now." Ben told him, "We took the tour last time, remember?" "Then I'll change it." "Sweetheart," Natalie said. Given the choice, Giordana would have preferred to stay with her mother and hear how she would tell the story of leaving. It would all be said differently if Giordana weren't in the room, though. How would Natalie and Peter react? Would her mother see their pity? The responsible thing to do was to go play with her cousins. Giordana fluttered her hand at her face like it was a royal fan and told Alek, "A tour would be divine." Alek focused on her. "Okay, tell me what you want. To be able to fly or be invisible. Is this part of the tour? Which do you want? Whatever pops into your head first, just say it." "Can I walk through things, or do I have to slip in and out of rooms when the door is open?" Alek thought it over. "No. Okay, yes, you could go through walls, but you can't steal stuff like from the bank." "That's all right. I'll restrain myself. Invisible." She gave Ben a glare to make him accompany them. Ben bent his elbows up and waved his hands sarcastically at his sides. "In that case, I'll fly." Alek was satisfied. "Good. Follow me." The tour led directly upstairs to the boys' bedroom. No surprise. Sasha was on the upper bunk, reading under a teal blanket. "Sasha's going through a shy period," Alek announced. Sasha threw the covers back to shout, "Am not," and went back to his book. Having the audience of real teenagers, it was easy for Alek to ignore his older brother. In the middle of the room, Alek stopped the tour to study Giordana's face. Giordana opened her mouth to ask why, but he silenced her. "I'm pondering," he said. Inspiration came. From a dozen plastic animals and monsters marching across a dresser, he retrieved a Godzilla and put it in her hand. "Here." With that formality out of the way, he got down to the business of pulling games off a shelf and spilling them onto the carpet. Giordana followed Ben's gaze out the window to the street below. A girl around Giordana's age was biking in bored figure eights in the middle of the intersection. No cars around, so why not? At night here, a boy could spin on a front lawn and a girl could bike in the street. This place was that safe. The rug had a rainforest design on it, and Alek spread out over the treetop and monkey part. The game boards were aligned so that their corners touched in a triangle. Alek began spouting made-up rules for a whole new game that no one could follow.